and pray that I don't burn the cabin down. Let's see if the light switch works. Uh-oh. I've decided I'm moving on. That's right. I'm moving on with the construction of this cabin. First thing I'm going to be working on is some electrical. I want to get some lighting put in. So that means light switches, lights, things like that. So let's just jump into this video and get started. The first lighting I'm going to work on is here in the kitchen. I plan on putting up 3 lights above where the countertops and the sink is going to be. So let's get after this and get this done. First light switch is done. It's all wired up. It took me a little while because the hot wire actually goes through this light switch and goes over to that light switch over there. And then I also had the wire that goes up to the light, this wire right back here. Took me a little while to figure it out. It wasn't straightforward as I thought it would be, and I don't know why, but they don't make these boxes with enough room in them to connect a couple wires together and stuff like that. They need to make the boxes, the standard size boxes, bigger. I know they make like oversized boxes and extra deep boxes and stuff like that, but if you use an extra deep box, on a 2x4 wall, you have no room behind it for any insulation or anything, so you're got a big loss of R value right in that box. They just need to make the standard outlets maybe a little bit wider, 1.5 times wider or something like that, but at least I got it. Now we can move on to wiring up a light. I want to take a break from the video to do a few shameless plugs right now. First, if you're still here, consider hitting that subscribe button. It can really help out the channel, and also give the thumbs up. Secondly, I do have memberships on my channel. I post some pictures, things like that, that I don't post to the public. And also you get early releases of all my videos. So please consider becoming a member. Finally, I do have a merch store, and the link is in the description. Thanks everyone, and now let's get back to the video. I have the kitchen put back where it's supposed to go. I have 2 lights installed, and I got the light switch installed. However, I don't have the wire hooked up in the breaker panel because I have other light switches that are hooked to that same breaker. So I don't have that done. But we're going to switch gears for a second. This is my curtain at the moment. I need to replace it with an actual pull down blinds to block out the sunlight, because my computer screen is right here and I can't see it when the sun's coming in. So let's get this put down. Let's get this put up, and we can move on to doing more electrical. I've taken the shower curtain down that I was using as a window blind. I've also went ahead and marked out where all the hardware goes. So let's get this mounted up. One down, 2 more left to do. I have all 3 mounting brackets installed. Now I just need to snap this onto the mounting brackets and we should be done. And it works. I'm definitely happy with that. Let's do the front door and get that one installed also.
10 seconds later.
Finally, I have some window treatments in the cabin. I have this one done, and it works really well. And then I also have the front door one done.
The next day.
And the handle isn't cracked or chipped or otherwise destroyed, so I'm excited to see what we could find underneath all this junk on the handle. This guy over here is really unique looking. I haven't seen a handle and a blade mounted like this before. Used to be some red paint on it, long since gone.
As you just saw, I got that light installed up there. Let's go in and I'll catch you up what I've done inside here. I also got these two light switches. This is for the light switch outside. And this one is technically for the lights that's gonna go up there. But until I get those installed, this is a two-way or a three-way switch for the lights up in the loft. I'm just gonna worry about those for the time being, and maybe this summer or sometime whenever I do the ceiling, then I'll get those lights put up there. As you just saw, I installed a three-way switch right here. I'm going to have a three-way switch here and a regular on-off switch right here. Right now I'm using the three-way switch to do these lights up here in the loft. Eventually, when I get these other lights put up, the three-way switch will go to those lights, which are the living room lights, and the on-off switch will just go to the loft switch, loft lights. So right now I'm kind of hooking it up backwards, but it is just to get some lights up here. This way I can turn the loft lights on downstairs, come up the steps, and then as I get into bed, I can walk over and flip the switch and turn off the loft lights. So this part's done. Let's move on to getting the lights installed. Just like over in the living room, up here in the loft, I'm gonna have 4 lights. One right here, one right here, and then one right here, and one right here. And then I'm gonna have 4 over this way for the living room. Right now, I'm only gonna install the first 3 lights up here in the loft because I ran out of, let me move around here. These little connectors that, or not connectors, but wire protectors. So I only have enough to do the 3 lights up here. So let's get these 3 lights installed. I have 3 of the lights installed up here. This one, and then this one. I messed up on this one. And the reason I did is I have a 4th light that's going to go back here, but I don't have enough of the wire protectors to install that at the moment. I was halfway through installing this light when I realized I was hooking up that wire. So now when I turn the lights on, this wire is going to be hot. So I did go ahead and put 3 wire nuts on here just to protect it. Next time I'm down in town, I'll pick up more of those wire protectors and I can get this light installed. Let's go downstairs now. The last thing I need to do before I can start using these lights is hook up this wire into the breaker panel here. However, I'm going to hold off on that for a few moments. I need to go out and feed the rabbits. So let's get that done real quick and then we can get this wire hooked in. Getting low on rabbit food here. Hi, bunnies. How are you guys doing? Hi, girl. Hey, Babs. How are you? There you go. Hey, Ringo. How are you, big boy? Hey, Lola. Whoa. Gave you a little too much. Put some water in all of your things. Hey, Babs, don't tell anyone, but you're cute. You know that, Babs? Okay. Have a good night, bunnies. Have a good night. As you can see, I'm up here in the loft, and that's because last night I realized I didn't have a 15 amp breaker for my breaker panel here inside the cabin, but I knew I had a bunch of breakers out in my utility watershed. So I went out there, started looking for a 15 amp breaker, and while I was looking, I found a bag of these wire protectors. So let's get this last light installed, and then we can go downstairs and get the breaker panel hooked up. That in. As you can see, I got it installed. Let's head downstairs and get the breaker panel hooked up. We're here at the breaker panel. Let me show you what I have done so far. I have this junction box installed right here, and this wire goes to the lights, the light switches and stuff. This one is the power from the breaker panel, and this one's gonna go up here to this light switch for the light here in the utility closet. I do need to add 2 more in here but that will be a later date. One will be for the upstairs whenever I get the ceiling all done and the light switches all organized correctly. And then another one for the bathroom. I need to go and buy a couple components before I can install that one, so it's going to have to wait till another video. Let's get all this hooked up and installed correctly. First thing I'm going to do, turn off the power and see if we still have electricity. If you guys don't remember a while back, jump back to that video. If I remember, I'll link it up here in the corner. I turned the main breaker off, but the one side still had electricity for some reason. So always be careful, always have a tester, and when in doubt, kill all the power to the entire breaker panel. So let's give this a test first and see if I kill the power. Let me turn this off down here. I have a backup power supply that runs my refrigerator, and I believe my outlet's upstairs. So let's test this. Okay, these are hot coming in, but nothing else is hot. Okay, we're good to go. Let's get this breaker hooked up. The breaker panel is all hooked up now. Let's turn our focus to the junction box and get those wires hooked up. I'm not going to do this completely correct right now. I'm just going to get these hooked up. Since I have to add 3 more wires into this junction box, I'm going to hold off on making it look really nice. So for the time being, I'm just going to hook these in and then just kind of push them back in. Everything should be hooked up, so the only thing left to do is turn the power on and check to make sure all the light switches work and all the lights work. And pray that I don't burn the cabin down. Let's turn the main breaker on first. I hear things coming back on. Let's turn this back on. I have power here. I hear the heaters on. I got power down to my ups. So let's turn the breaker on for the lights. Look at what I have. 2 lights on. I don't know if you can see this one. Let's see if the light switch works. That's awesome. Now, let's see if this light switch works over here. Oh, yep, look. I see lights on up there. They're off, they're on. They're off, they're on. Now this is a three-way switch, so I should be able to do the same thing up there. So let's go upstairs and confirm the three-way switch is hooked up correctly. Okay. It looks like it works. I'm so happy. Let's go downstairs. We'll leave this one off, go downstairs and turn the switch on and make sure these lights come on. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. There. I was hitting the wrong switch. The last light to test is the outside light. So let's check and make sure that one's working. So I have the light right up there. And it works. Man, I am so happy. I finally have lights that work in this cabin. This is a huge accomplishment and a big milestone. I'm so happy. So this is going to end this video now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel. I have merch in the description. Lots of t-shirts, mugs, coffee cups, stuff like that. So definitely check that out and give it a thumbs up. Thanks, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day. Before I end this video, I wanted to try out the lights in the dark. As you can see, obviously, it's pitch dark. Let's turn on this light if I can get over to it. Look at that. That's amazing. Let's turn off this light and try the upstairs ones real quick. Amazing. That's awesome. One more light to try out. Oop, hit the wrong switch. So cool. Have a great day, everyone.